Like all Americans, I was personally saddened by the passing of Senator John McCain, a personal friend of mine. But I had some great memories with John in a very short period of time over the last few years. One of my greatest memories was in my personal campaign, first time I'd ever run for anything. And John comes down to Georgia a month before our election, and we're having a rally to honor veterans. It was in a VFW hall, several hundred people there, a lot of media, national media was there, and John McCain had come down, and he had just arrived. I'm on the stage. Behind me are 20 Vietnam era vets. There's a guy sitting to my left on the podium as a speaker. I don't know who he is. I haven't been introduced yet. I'm supposed to sit next to him. And then there are two other seats on the right side of the podium. I'm waiting for John to come to the podium. John's in the back of the room. All the TV cameras are on there. He's answering questions. He looks up. He sees the guy to my left that's sitting by himself. He leaves the cameras. Now, if you know John, that's a big statement. John walked all the way across that auditorium, came up with tears in his eyes, and hugged this man that I had not been introduced to yet. It turns out that was a retired Air Force pilot who served time in the Hanoi Hilton, and for a time was in the cell next to John McCain during his time in the Hanoi Hilton in Vietnam. It was an emotional moment for everybody in the auditorium. I'll never forget it. But it speaks to who John McCain is and was. I believe his legacy will be this. He was an American patriot. He was an American hero. He was a personal friend of mine. He was the chairman of the Armed Services Committee while I was a member. I traveled to places like Afghanistan with him and saw how deeply he cared for the men and women in uniform. The main thing I like to leave people with from my experience with John McCain is he loved this country. I'm delighted that he'll be remembered in the way he is at Annapolis. He'll oversee those cadets every day from now on. My wife Bonnie and I want to send our best wishes and condolences to Cindy and the entire family, and I want them to know that they will be lifted up in our prayers.